My name is Sam and I've sold close to $1 million of Amazon KDP books using Amazon ads. And in this video, I'm going to show you 3 simple steps you can use right now to skyrocket your Amazon KDP ad performance. Now, the first of these 3 is utilizing negative targeting. Now, negative targeting, essentially for those of you that don't know, is when you tell an ad campaign to not target a specific keyword or a specific product. So if this was your book in an auto ad, you're going to want to negatively target something like animal coloring book, because anyone who searches for animal coloring book specifically isn't going to be interested in a word search. They don't want a word search, they want an animal coloring book. And this essentially just prevents you from spending any money on keywords that aren't going to convert into a sale. And there's 2 reasons why negative targeting is the highest return, lowest effort action you can take to improve your ad performance. And the first reason is the one I've just mentioned there. It stops your ad spending on product or keyword targets that are just completely irrelevant. And secondly, it stops you from bidding on the same product or keyword target across multiple campaigns. So for those of you that have seen my recent video where I talked through my Q4 Amazon KDP ad strategy, if you've not seen it, I will leave it linked up here. But essentially we talked through this diagram here, basically breaking your ads into 2 levels. You have your discovery campaigns, and then you also have your exact campaigns. So essentially, if you've got multiple different campaigns here and you're targeting exactly the same keyword across these different campaigns, you're just going to be bidding against yourself, and there's absolutely no point in doing that. And therefore, negative targeting ensures that any exact keywords you're targeting in these ads aren't also being targeted in these auto and discovery ads. So you just prevent yourself from bidding against yourself and driving your cost per click up. So those are the 2 main reasons why you want to be utilizing negative targeting in your Amazon KDP ads. And you can either add these negative targets when you launch your ad or after you've launched your ad. And here is why you would do either of those 2 things. So firstly, here's why you would add the negative target at the ad launch. And this is essentially when you know for certain, before you've even got any data back, that you don't want to target a certain keyword or a certain product. So going back to this example here, when we first launched this animal word search ad, we know for certain without any data, just because it's very obvious, we don't want this showing up for when customers search in animal coloring book, because it's not what they're looking for. We don't need data to show this, we know straight away. So therefore, when we launch our ad, we're just gonna add this as a negative target. However, you don't always know what search terms customers are gonna put in and which ones you're gonna end up ranking for. Some of them may also be irrelevant, but you might not know these until after you've launched your ad. So this is why you'd add it after launching. Essentially, when the data from your ad shows that some targets are very unprofitable to be bidding against. So here's what I mean in a little bit more detail about that. So let's just say this is some of your ad data after you've launched your ad and you want to add some of these as negative keyword targets. Let's just say we had the term animal book for kids coming up as a keyword that we've been bidding against. We didn't know before we launched our ad that it wasn't going to be profitable. So we're only going to figure this out after we've launched our ad, and that's why you would use negative targeting here. So animal book for kids, as you can see, we spent $13 on this and it's only got a $6.99 back in sales. Therefore, after we've launched our ad, we've now got our data back and we know this is a bad keyword. So this is an example of when you would add this exact keyword, animal book kids, as a negative target after you've launched your campaign, because it's doing nothing for you. It's only spending money and it's doing so very unprofitably. So in order to add negative targets, it's super simple. Just go into your ad campaign manager and on the left-hand side, you will see negative targeting here. Just click into that and you can either target negative keywords or negative products. So if there's certain keywords that you don't want your book to rank for, you'd put them in here. Or if there's certain products you don't want your book to rank for, you'd put them in here. So let's just say negative keywords. Let's add one. We're going to go for animal coloring book. Press add keywords and then save. And this basically means now this ad is not going to target or show up ever when someone types in animal coloring book. And it's exactly the same thing with the product targets. And when it comes to adding negative targets during your campaign setup, it's really easy to see underneath targeting, there will be a section that says negative keyword targeting. And again, this is where you would put in that negative target that you don't want your ad to show up against. So it's super straightforward, but a really high value thing to do to optimize your KDP ads. Now, the next simple change you can make to improve your KDP ad performance is to increase your bids. Now, I know what you're thinking, how does spending more money make my ads better and therefore more profitable? And this is the main problem that people have with their thinking. People think that their biggest fear is spending too much money on Amazon KDP ads. You hear it all the time. But in fact, in reality, their biggest fear isn't spending too much money on KDP ads, it's spending too much money on the wrong product and keyword targets in their KDP ads. It's not about investing money into your ads, because ultimately, if your ads are profitable, it's worth investing the money into. People confuse investing money into ads with investing money into the wrong ads. And here is what I mean. So let's just say this is some data from your auto ad campaign. You see all of these exact keywords that have been pulled out from this data. If you were to take this exact keyword out and target it in its own exact campaign and then just pile money into it every single month, you're going to lose money, because look at it. It spent $13 and it's got $6.99 back with a super high and unprofitable ACoS of 186%. So if you take this out and target it, of course you're going to lose money. And that's the big problem and fear that a lot of people have. However, let's take this other keyword, animal activity book. As you can see, for every $8 that we spent on it, it gets us 6 orders with $41.94 worth of sales with a super profitable ACoS of 19.1%. So basically, if we're just targeting this exact keyword, we know the more money we put into this campaign, the more money we're going to make out of it. So you shouldn't be scared to invest into ads, but you need to make sure you're investing into the right campaigns. So what I would do here is I would target animal activity book purely as its own keyword in its very own campaign, and then just put so much of my budget on this keyword, because for every $8 I spend, I get $41 back. Now, if this becomes $80, this becomes $410, and if this becomes $800 a month, this becomes $4,100 a month. So you can see the more you invest, the more you get back if you have found the right products and targets. So you should never be afraid to invest in KDP ads. Just make sure you're investing in profitable keywords and don't be stupid and invest in ones that clearly aren't performing well for your book. So aside from making sure you're maximizing profit from successful campaigns, here is another reason why you should also be increasing your bids on your KDP ads. And that's because lower bids also usually means having lower impressions, i.e. less people seeing your book. So the less you bid, the less auctions you win, and therefore the less impressions that you get. You see, a huge misconception that people have is the lower amounts they bid, the more profitable their ad is going to be. That, in fact, could not be further from the truth. Because having super low bids doesn't make your ads more profitable, it just means you aren't giving some targets the opportunity to flourish and actually make you a lot of money. So let's just take exactly the same data here, and this animal activity book exact keyword we know is really good for us, because every $8 that we spend, it's getting us $41.94 back. But if you see, it has a cost per click of 50 cents, which means it costs roughly 50 cents to win an auction for that keyword. Now let's pretend we just launched this auto ad and we were being really stingy with our bids because we thought the less we bid, the more profitable our ad is going to be. And we just set the default bid to something like 20 cents. Because that default bid is so low, we would never ever have won any bids for this exact keyword in the first place, and we would never know it's there to be profitable for us. Instead, the only bids we're winning are for really low quality, low converting keywords aren't doing anything for our book anyway. Because you have to remember, not every single keyword costs the same. If more people are bidding against a certain keyword, A, it's usually a sign that it's a good keyword to rank for, and B, that means it's gonna cost a little bit more. So sometimes the best keywords just cost a little bit more. And just because they cost more doesn't mean they're gonna be less profitable. Would you rather spend 30 cents on a keyword that converts once in every 10 clicks? Or would you rather spend 50 cents on a keyword that converts 1 in every maybe 3 clicks? Of course, you're gonna rather spend more money on the keyword that actually converts. So this is another reason why you should not be afraid to increase your bids. And it's a huge misconception in the Amazon ads community. Lower bids do not mean more profitable ads. And the final thing you can do to optimize your ad campaigns is to use portfolios. Now, portfolios allow you to keep all of your ads for a certain book in one place. So they therefore don't just keep your ad console tidy, they also allow you to see how a certain book is performing ad-wise, i.e. you can see exactly which ads are driving positive or negative performance for a certain book. So in order to create your own portfolios, just go to the Amazon Ads console and there's a really simple and obvious create portfolio button here. And here is what I mean. So let's just say we had the portfolio for an animal coloring book. Here is all the data for the ads within this book. So here's the total numbers, and then we have 4 individual ads for our animal coloring book. We have a discovery ad, which is full of keywords. We have our auto ad, and then we have two individual ads that only specifically target one keyword. So this ad is only targeting the keyword animal coloring book, and this ad is only targeting the exact keyword animal book for kids. So one book, our animal coloring book, but we have 4 campaigns that are currently live for this book. And as you can see, here are the overall numbers. It's doing okay. It has an ACOS of 30.55%, which generally is just slightly above break-even ACOS, which isn't too bad when you factor in the organic sales too. But what's interesting here of using portfolios, because we can see the overall performance of the book driven by 4 campaigns, we can see exactly which campaigns are letting the book down and which campaigns are doing really well. So as you can see here, it's these 2 campaigns, the discovery campaign and also the auto campaign, that have really high ACOS. And therefore, it's these 2 campaigns that are driving negative performance of this book. If we just had these 2, they're doing brilliantly, 19.42% ACOS and 22.01% ACOS. These 2 ads are doing really well. So if we want to improve the performance of our overall animal coloring book with its ads, it's these 2 campaigns that we need to specifically look into, and portfolios allow you to have this view. Honestly, it's super important. So those are the 3 simple ad changes. Let me just go over these in final detail now. So firstly, negative targeting. This stops you from wasting money on targets that don't profitably convert into sales, and it also prevents you from bidding against yourself and driving your cost per click really high. Secondly, fear of spending. Not spending enough on your bids is actually costing you a lot of missed revenue. So many people think lower bids means more profit because you can get more clicks. Absolutely not the case, because some of the best performing keywords and product targets are going to be a little bit more expensive. So you have to find the balance and not be scared of spending. And then finally, portfolios. Portfolios keep everything organized and allows you to see exactly what is driving campaign performance up or down. So those are the 3 main changes I would make. If you do have any questions about anything I've covered, as always, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Subscribe for more Amazon KDP content, and check out my free Amazon KDP course and my free Amazon KDP community, both of which I will leave links down in the description below. But thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.